Welcome back to the Gun Show VIP edition, my friends, the number one podcast focused on humanizing the manufacturing industry. Now, manufacturing is the backbone of the American economy. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's like having the heart pumping blood to all the right places, ensuring that everything keeps moving as it should. Manufacturing contributes over $2 trillion to the U.S. economy. That's not just a hefty chunk of change. It's about 11% of the entire U.S. economic output. More than 12 million Americans are employed in manufacturing jobs, showing just how vital this sector is for keeping folks employed and the economy humming. Switching gears to the trades, there's this outdated notion that white-collar jobs are the only path to success. But let's set that record straight here and now. Careers in the trades, including manufacturing, are not just lucrative, they're darn right essential and can be incredibly fulfilling. The median annual wage for manufacturing workers is significantly higher than the median wage for all other industries. And with the current skills gap, there's a high demand for skilled tradespeople, meaning job security and opportunities for advancement are through the roof. Going into the trades can offer a sense of accomplishment that's hard to beat. Imagine being part of a team that builds the next groundbreaking skyscraper or produces the parts for the latest electric cars. Plus, the trades offer a chance to escape the typical 9-to-5 desk job, providing variety to your day-to-day task and the opportunity to solve real-world problems. It's hands-on work where you can see the results of your efforts at the end of the day, which is pretty rewarding. Furthermore, with advancements in technology, the manufacturing field and trades are becoming more sophisticated. This isn't just about manual labor. It's about working with cutting-edge technology from robotics to computer-aided design. It's a field that's constantly evolving, offering lifelong learning opportunities and the chance to work on the forefront of innovation. For those pondering their career paths, the trades present a dynamic, rewarding option that's essential to both our economy and the fabric of our society. It's about building a future, literally and figuratively, and there's nothing more American than that. So, who's ready for the bad joke of the day? Christian, you've been through a few of these with me. You ready for the bad joke of the day?
Ready. I was ready. I'm ready.
You see if you can guess this one. Why did the smartphone go to therapy?
I don't know. I can't do these.
They're horrible, right?
I'm so bad at them.
Because they're bad jokes.
They're actually like really smart jokes, actually, in a way, if you think about it.
So why did the smartphone go to therapy? Well, it had identity issues. No one recognized its parents were from the manufacturing industry. And that's because manufacturing is this invisible industry that we're all trying to awaken. So we'll give you more bad jokes later. Thank you, MTDCNC, for being the catalyst behind this podcast. We absolutely appreciate that. And to the sponsors, AMT, IMTS, EBITDA Growth Systems, we're all very excited about what you guys are doing. IMTS is going to be groundbreaking this year. I know it. And EBITDA Growth Systems, that guarantee that you're going to double people's profit within 3 years. Again, another mind-blowing thing. Now, I have two incredible guests with me today, and I'm very excited to be here to share them with you. They've actually picked a game today called Would You Rather, which we will play at the end, so stick around for that. We want to see your comments in the bottom as well to see what you would rather do. So without any further ado, please welcome Simon and Gemma Shane from Air Turbine. They are two of my most favorite people, and for a little bit of depth and reference, Air Turbine was where I worked for about a decade before moving into this media side of things on accident, which I'm actually loving as well. So if we could please put our hands together for Simon and Gemma. Thank you both so much for being here. I appreciate you. Welcome back to the Gun Show, my friends. This is the VIP edition.
Hi, Tony. Thanks for having us. It's really rewarding to see you in this, industry, continuing to spread the word about manufacturing and carrying on the great work you did at Air Turbine.
Oh, that's such a powerful statement. It was such a joy working there for so long, and everything that you guys taught me. I mean, honestly, I hadn't hit a plane until I was 26, and I hadn't seen any parts of the world except for Mexico with my wife one time until joining you guys. And your father introduced me to the world. He brought me a level of experience that I never could have done in such a short amount of time without that. And to this day, I am incredibly honored and grateful in both of your friendships. I'm excited. I'm kind of giddy a little bit, like a kid, to have them both here today. Simon, thank you as well for being here. We appreciate you.
I'm honored to have worked with you, Tony. I remember the first time you came into my office, and sat on the large leather sofa and looked thoroughly at home and interviewed me.
I don't know if that's true, but I like it.
At the end of which conversation, you said, well, I think I'd like to work here. Well, from there on, we never looked back because you are a leader, you're inspirational, your energy was ceaseless, and your skills in introducing us to top-tier customers and supporting our product from Korea with Samsung to top companies like Rolls-Royce in the UK. Your energy was phenomenal and your contribution was very great and will always be appreciated. I salute you.
No, Simon,
Absolutely.
you're too kind. Thank you both so much. It warms my heart. And to know that we have these friendships ongoing continuously. And I'm so honored to have a platform. I love when that happens, by the way. These air tools are so freaking cool. So we're going to talk about these today. If you see them sitting around the table, we have some topics we're going to talk about. But it's a joy to have you. And before we really get into this podcast, because I know the audience wants to hear about your journey, Simon, we love women in manufacturing, Jim, and we love to talk about marketing and how the traditional marketing versus the more modern day marketing. We'll get into all of that. We're going to get into these tools and how they can help all the machine shops out there succeed on a level that you might not have even realized, even as Air Turbine continues to grow its social media presence. It's still a product that we're getting familiar with, right? We all focus on our machine tools first, and how can I make my machine tool better? Well, this is one of those products that can absolutely enhance your productivity, and we'll get into that also. So Simon, before I steal all of the time today and talk far too much, we're drinking a nice scotch today. It's a nice Dalmar, but 20-year. And are there any toasts that you like to lean on or anything that you'd like to say to the audience today when we take a little sip of this?
Well, I'm going to join with your audience in celebrating the entertaining repartee we have from Mr. Tony Gunn. As a man whose family hail from the Gunn clan in Scotland, which he visited while working in the UK for us, I know that he's brought home the very best scotch that money can buy. And I also remember your opening remarks in your intro about America being, the manufacturing being the lifeblood of America. Well, may I say that Scotch is our Viagra, the manufacturing industry.
I love it. Absolutely. That's maybe the best cheers we've had on this show so far. Christian, what do you think? Maybe the best? Yeah, absolutely. Christian's shaking his head.
As we say back home, down the hatch.
That's right. So, Gemma, I know you're not a drinker, and so Simon offered us a wonderful toast. And normally I would start off with wanting to learn a bit more about, well, I already know it, but sharing Simon's journey into manufacturing. But because we've already got him started a little bit, I want to get your voice on here as well to start off. Women in manufacturing, we love it. Your dad has been doing this for a long time. I think you mentioned 1988 was when he first came to Florida, right?
Yeah.
And he comes from the background of law. And then, well, why manufacturing? You know, and we'll ask him about that in just a minute. But along this journey, you grew up with it as well. And you did a little bit of fashion. Can we hear about your journey from growing up with it to fashion to where we are now?
Yeah, absolutely, Tony. So yeah, as you said, I grew up in the industry. So I would go to all the trade shows from a very young age, was very aware of it. And then I sort of decided I wanted to follow a different path. I studied management, and yes, I did work in fashion. I had a stint at Vogue, at Li & Fung, so top fashion companies of the world.
Yeah.
And then I decided that I wanted to join with my father in the family company and support that in a great company. So came over to Air Turbine to work permanently with them for about, I think, 6 years ago, and bring the expertise that I'd really learned from other industries as well, which I think is really important to be able to cross over, knowledge from other areas. And yeah, so that's what I'm doing now.
Yeah, I agree, Gemma. And the reason I wanted to talk about that first is because we will talk about modern marketing and what you've brought from other industries in there. And if I'm not mistaken, and I'm mistaken a lot, the audience knows I'm mistaken all the time. So I like to start my sentences with that to kind of give myself a chance to be right. You even did a little work with Rihanna when you were doing your socks, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, I had an accessories company, and yes, she purchased our products herself, so we weren't gifting, and she loved them, and she posted them herself to her Instagram. But that's another life.
Yeah.
But it's great. It adds to the texture of life, or the richness of life, doing lots of different things. And I have to say, though, this industry is much nicer.
Yeah,
So,
we like to hear
yeah,
that. We like to hear that.
absolutely.
All right, Simon, 1988. You currently live in Bermuda, raised in England, if I'm not mistaken. Went into something completely different from manufacturing, but found a love here. Would you mind sharing some of that journey with our audience?
Well, yes. Apart from building buildings, which were Manhattan, and New Jersey, which is quite a fun occupation, though not quite at the level of interest that one finds in manufacturing. Um, Air Turbine had a business building drive turbines for air engine tests, and after my companies acquired an interest, we saw that we had a patent for a micro turbine that would operate at high speed, but does not slow down under load, because inside this turbine is an O-ring governor that expands to let more air enter the turbine as it comes under load. So I saw a technology to deliver high speed to the market, initially in hand tools which didn't vibrate, were light and powerful and silent, which would transform the working environment for many people who suffered stress in their activities, grinding, finishing, deburring. And then subsequently, I saw that we could expand out into machine operations and robotics as we have. So it's an opportunity to contribute. I admire the manufacturing industry so much because we actually make stuff. When I was a lawyer locked away in towers, you do nothing but put piles of paper on the desk and send them out in the out tray. Nowadays, of course, you would do that on computerized basis. But so the idea of contributing, as everybody does in the manufacturing industry, constructively, was very interesting. And then when I started to work in the industry, I found out how straightforward and honorable the people I was working with were, and I enjoyed it. So there's nothing wrong with doing what you're enjoying, and we've grown and grown from that original one product to now having hundreds.
Now, you are a graduate of Cambridge University, am I correct?
Yes,
Yes.
just about. I did 2 degrees in 4 years. But no, I did, first I did history, then I changed to law. And then I was so busy organizing a May ball, I forgot to do any work. But I did empty the college's cellar very effectively.
Nice.
And then I stayed on for another year to do a further law degree. And then I went and worked in the City of London as what's called a solicitor, which in America is kind of a rude thing. It means you go and stick your foot into people's doors. But in England, it's a form of lawyer who does business law and doesn't go into court. So then I was also running a largish real estate company. It had been started by my dad. And we were involved in the construction and management of real estate in the UK. And I entered the US acquiring some properties in a little island called Manhattan.
A small island called Manhattan. The reason I bring that up, Simon, is because the way you described jumping from the paperwork side, the sitting in a building and you found something and saw something that you saw revolutionary. And coming from a place like Cambridge, I think immediately offers accolades to the audience to go, okay, this man's a clever man. So I know that someone like this who sees something revolutionary, invest in that, from 1988 forward to what we have today, it already means something. And knowing that, and Gemma, you and I got to actually spend some time in Cambridge together where we saw the boats going down, and we sat there, we talked about your dad a little bit, didn't we?
Absolutely. He's big inspiration to me. So,
Oh.
yeah, I'm happy to follow in his footsteps.
All right, so and I don't blame you. I actually followed in his footsteps a little bit myself. I consider him a father figure to me. But let's continue on this journey. All right, Simon, you decided there's a revolutionary technology. We have them all over the table right now. I mean, and again, I know them quite well because I've worked with you, but I want to make sure that we explain this in a way that the audience understands how this technology works. When we're talking micro machining or small diameter machining, we're talking higher RPM, even with some of the most expensive, nicest machine tools out there, there are going to be ways that this technology can improve someone's machine shop. Is this what you saw in 1988 when you started thinking, how can I grow this? How can I make this work? When you brought this over to Florida, Do you now currently look at this and go, this is the technology I knew it would be. I really enjoy helping people, being of service to this industry, and has it grown to what you are proud to look at today and go, we have a product that can help you?
I did research for my next opportunity because I wanted to write a book, and I came across this statistic that 70% of small business owners want to fund their retirement through the sale of their business, when in fact only 20% of them actually had a saleable business. And it broke my heart, anticipating the fact that baby boomers, there was a light at the end of the tunnel, and in fact it was a train. And so I really wanted to do something about that. So I wrote a book called Scaling the Exit. The purpose of the book was to articulate a strategy for small to medium-sized business owners to increase the value of their business to the extent that they could actually sell it and fund their retirement. And that was really the first iteration of what became EBITDA Growth Systems and our brand promise, which is to double the valuation of small, medium-sized businesses, specifically in terms of an exit, but double their valuation, or we give them their money back.
Yes, it's evolved. It's evolved from one product which has been enormously successful. This robust hand tool will cut steel at 65, 50 or 90,000 RPM with virtually no vibration. It weighs 6 ounces and it's a quarter horsepower. So we started with this product, and we literally were amazed because people came up to us and hugged us at trade shows saying, no longer do I have to put my hand in a bucket of ice to deal with the carpal tunnel, to deal with stress injury. And that product has changed tens of thousands, if not probably many hundreds of thousands of people's lives. So I felt that was very rewarding. But there's been an evolution because our turbines rotate at 25,000 to 90,000 RPM, but maintain that speed in cut because inside our turbine we have an O-ring governor. And this O-ring governor opens to let more air into the turbine as it comes under load to maintain the rated speeds 25, 50, 65, 90,000 in cut. So this isn't a product that goes like other products that have since come out, similar claims. They go zzz and slow down. Ours keeps cutting at high speed through steel, through composites, making a finer finish, and with lots and lots of power, up to 1.4 horsepower. So it's a game changer for people who were originally doing routing, deburring, marking, and all kinds of materials from Native Americans making jewelry and teepees to Amish people who didn't want to use electricity, using compressed air, which, is logical if you like. And so we found very wide acceptance of its benefits of low vibration and high speed maintained under load, with a big advantage. Vane tools, they vibrate, but they also need oil, and you have to constantly change the vanes. Well, with our turbine, you have just 2 moving parts. You have the bearing sets and the turbine. So, as a result, you have great durability and you need no lubrication. So your work isn't contaminated with oil. You're not spending money on oil. So we saw all these advantages being recognized by users. And then as I watched through the 90s, I remember the first Haas machines. I remember the wonderful Fadal machines. We watched the technology evolve to be mounted. We said, well, we need to develop spindles that will deliver high speed under load, which is our unique offering to our valued customers, with 2 micron accuracy and with automatic loading onto any CNC machine. So now we've done 10,000 Haas machines. We do Hermela, we do Grob, we do Fanuc, Robodrill. And There's been an evolution. So when I started back in '88, I had no idea where the path of life would lead our little company. And the growth has been terrific. And we're very gratified now to be doing more and more on robots because our motors mount up. Just need to connect 90 psi and you're ready to go at 40,000 RPM with 1.4 horsepower. This motor doesn't vibrate on the robot arm. There's no wiring. There's no lubrication. So as we meet new industries, we meet new applications, we develop new products.
I like that you've described all that. I'm going to try and connect some dots here with you as well, Gemma, in just a second. But for the audience watching and listening right now, how can this enhance a machine shop? Well, let's just picture a few things. Simon mentioned carpal tunnel. The vibration day in and day out of using some of the older generation products, and the vibration is really going to hurt. But think about your machine tool life. Think about how a spindle running 8 hours for a program, 24 hours maybe, even a week I've seen, and it's a small diameter. There's multiple facets of where this technology without the oil, this technology with the air, the fact that it doesn't bog down on the load, this allows for the better finishes. This allows for a substitute spindle to come into a CNC machine instead of wearing down the main spindle, or maximizing the amount of RPM instead of maxing out at, say, 15,000, 10,000, 20,000 RPM. There's so many aspects of where this can be utilized based on what you're machining in that world. And we will talk more about that, and robotics is most certainly important because automation is a topic we talk about all the time here. But what I want to do, Gemma, is you've heard your father talk about this. We've heard Simon talk about this. And we know that it's a success story. But how do we get the word out? This is a product that's new to an industry. How do we make people understand? And you come in and you start doing this marketing, coming from a world of marketing and understanding how it all works. How do you connect those dots between some really cool technology that you know can help people and creating the awareness so people know that they can be helped?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I always go back to the 4 Ps: product, price, place, promotion.
It's a tongue twister.
I know it is. Yes, I don't have drinks to loosen up my tongue.
Yeah.
But so the 4 Ps for marketing. So you really have to have the right product, which we have, be in the right places. So that's what we work on I work on with my marketing team, is with digital marketing, you can reach the customer in their living room. You can have a trade show in their living room every day, basically, by being able to know what they've been looking at already online and then target them with ads that they would be interested in for our products which solve a problem for them. So we're a solutions-based company because, as you said, they need more efficiency. Time is money. And so if we can help them with reducing their cycle time 6 to 10 times, I mean, that's, they're making money from that.
And we should shout about it. We should let people know.
Yeah. So I really work with my team to reach the customer and to spread the word. Exactly.
Simon, correct me, or Gemma, you can correct me as well. When I was with you guys, we knew the success. You and I went into the Samsungs and Vietnams and Korea. We tried to get into the Foxcons in China. We went into the Rolls Royces, as you mentioned, in the UK. We went into a lot of places where we had NDAs signed, the Nikes and the SpaceXs and the Apples and the Googles and the Facebooks. I mean, the list goes on and on. We knew what we had. And at that time, we utilized a ton of traditional marketing, magazines, which is fair. A lot of people are still doing that. But would you or would you not, how do I want to phrase this? Would you agree or disagree that this current style that Gemma is using has created a snowball effect of awareness quicker in a shorter amount of time than the traditional method that you had been utilizing before? Or do you find value in the balance? Or do you also, how do you sit with this modern style of marketing?
Disintermediation is effective because we can tell the customer what we can do for them, delivering, as Gemma says, 6 to 10 times faster cycle time with every tool up to 1/4 inch. Huge game changer for the economics of machining. Digital marketing is very effective, and I've been blown away by what Gemma has delivered. Every day, people are finding us And having viewed the improved website we have at www.airturbinetools.
Shameless name drop. I love it. You got to throw that in there.
Well,
Nice.
no, that's where we live. And we're out there. And people are able to view video, people are able to consider how they can use the high speed we give them with great accuracy at 2 micron in 5-axis machines, or just in a mini mill. So right across industry, people are freeing up their machines from being tied up on the detail work. The other thing we're doing is they're getting longer cutting tool life
Yeah.
from working with a light pass with a very high rate of advance. So the cutting tools last longer, they save money with that. And then, of course, the finish is improved. So you don't have to deburr off the machine, you can do it right in the machine. So digital marketing enables us through LinkedIn messages going to prospective customers. We choose titles like production manager, machinist, and similar titles for people who receive an invitation to explore our technology. We are a unique American brand. Nobody else does what we do. My lawyering background comes into this because I've had to defend the patents against companies tens of thousands of times bigger than us.
They saw the brilliance in the technology as well.
Yeah, well, then you have to spend 10 years with non-productive activities to stop what's going on. But from Germany to Japan, we've succeeded in doing that. And we export from the United States to everywhere under the sun where one finds machines, from New Zealand to Croatia to Sweden to Malaysia and Thailand. So we are an exporter, and we find that digital marketing brings us customers around the world. So our shop window is not just a trade show. It's not just a magazine ad. Now, thanks to Gemma and her inspirational content, I'll pay her a rich compliment because she richly deserves it. Her inspirational content, we are able to interact and support customers, because we're not really selling a high-speed turbine that doesn't sit under load. What we're doing is we're showing people how to produce faster and more economically in the shop.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was going to say a big thing about my communication as well is it's trying to educate the customer on what is possible, that you can make any machine a high-speed machining center. So that's really the message that I'm trying to spread.
It's a good message. And I was actually going to try to describe something, but social media does it better. And what I wanted to describe was, one of my favorite clips is you picking up one of these things at a trade show, laying it on that file, and sparks flying, and people's reaction of like, what just happened? You know what I mean? Or seeing the smallest diameter end mill go through titanium in one go without having to peck for an hour. I mean, hour is an exaggeration. My descriptions are fairly animated, but there is nothing like seeing it, is what I'm trying to describe.
Yeah.
And that's what you're creating, is the visual to go, you know, these words that Simon's been talking about since 1988? Look at what we're doing. Look at the successes we're creating. Look at the capability of the tool life and the finish and everything, the cycle time reduction. Watch this video, and that's what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, everybody loves the grinding pyramid at the trade
too.
shows. Yeah, they come up and they love seeing the sparks, trying it for themselves, feeling the no vibration, how quiet it is, no heat. So yeah, and if a picture is worth 1,000 words, I guess a video, I don't know how many.
I think I
that
read
would
it, there's
be.
like 1 million or something
Yeah,
like that. I
exactly.
really did read that.
Exponential. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, sharing those videos and seeing is believing. So yeah, absolutely. Also, with digital marketing, we're able to tell who is interested in the product already. And that's
Yes.
really, you don't want to go to the wrong customer. So it's for really a much easier way for me to be able to go to people who are already qualified customers that would be interested.
And that's a lot of saved, wasted time.
Absolutely.
And what I've learned also in this whole marketing sales thing is that at one time there was a funnel style sales where you had all of the resources here, oftentimes like a trade show or something, you scan the badges and you have this funnel. And about 5% of the people are actually ready to buy at the end of the trade show. And 95% are just kind of looking or kicking tires. And the digital media side says, well, we're going to create a circle of sales and a circle of marketing. So whatever 5% during that 365 days a year is ready to buy, we are there for you. So they can find that content on a regular basis. That's the new style of marketing. I want to talk a little bit now as we're drawing not short on time, but we're getting closer and closer. What's some of the newest, latest, and greatest technology we can talk about through Air Turbine? Because when I was with you guys, everyone loved the hand tools. I mean, it was common sense. We could walk into a place and see hundreds of them being used at one time. Everyone loved the tools that were going into for grinding in the automation world, but there's always going to be some changes and growth, whether it be on the welding side. I mean, there's so much. And then the CNC side, which I obviously love being a part of that for so long. There were so many success stories about reduced cycle time. So obviously I have a passion for this as well. But it's been a few years since I got to spend some time with you guys. So I want to hear more about the latest and greatest technology, which apparently Simon's
He's ready.
teed up and ready to go. What do we got, Simon?
I've got a big new
funny.
cigar.
The cigar, yeah, exactly.
So, Tony, I'm very excited to be able to premiere this with you. But we have developed live tools, Air Turbine live tools for Swiss and all lathes, for your Tsugami, for your Hanwha, for your Nakatomi. We can now give you 50, 65, and 80,000 RPM, constant speed with no heat. All you have to do is connect 90 PSI. There's no wiring, no control box, or nothing else. So we've developed this in Switzerland on Swiss machines, and we have now got a big program of lathe cutting, and the first customers to adopt this have loved it. It's about a third the price of the Japanese manufactured product, and highly reliable. So we have a range of 19.5, 20, 21.5, 22 millimeter, and 25 millimeter motor mounts. You can just drop into your tool holder in your lathe and exponentially increase the productivity of that lathe. So for these guys, they're producing under enormous pressure, millions of parts a week. And so if they have 80,000 RPM hooked up with no heat 24 hours a day, they can get more parts out of that machine. And those machines are expensive. You want to work for you.
Yeah, if I may, Simon, and we'll pick up in just a second, but I just want to add to this, Simon, and I apologize for interrupting, but when I think of the Hanwhas and the Citizens and the Tsugamis and all these Swiss companies that are out there right now, some of them have to actually change programs to give a live tool a rest because it'll break it, because it'll heat up, because it'll expand. Your ability to say, well, we're not going to heat up, we're going to stay constant under load, because the Swiss world, they must run 24/7 all the time in order to produce all the parts to stay profitable. That's what a Swiss machine is for. If I have to change my program in order to switch over to a different bit or a different tool because my other one, my live tool, is heating up or wearing down, that's wasted time. So what you've described in the Swiss world is the perfect combination of how to help them succeed.
Hi everybody, Amy Teal, CEO and co-founder of Shop Floor Coffee, proudly a women-owned business that's supporting the manufacturing community.
Mike Franz, CIO, co-founder of Shop Floor Coffee. Thanks everybody for tuning in to check us out. Amy, tell us a little bit about Shop Floor Coffee.
So we're here to give back to the manufacturing community through purchases of coffee. So every purchase you make, we donate a portion of those proceeds back to help workforce development initiatives.
We can't tell you how much it means to us to help support the great manufacturing community. We've been involved with it for like 20 years. And we know there's issues around finding good people, finding people that really want to be involved in the industry. And we want to start by giving back to that, giving back to the programs, getting kids involved with these awesome programs. There's robotics, there's computer software, there's so many cool things involved with the industry that people just aren't aware of. We want to help raise that awareness by giving back in a little way that we can.
And really, we came up with the idea of shop floor coffee because there are two complaints on a shop floor. It's the coffee and the toilet paper. We can't do anything about the toilet paper, but we can help you get better tasting coffee on your shop floor while helping the community. So shopfloorcoffee.com, come visit us and support the community.
I hope so. And the customers who are using it have ordered first 5, then 10, then 100.
Works that way,
So
doesn't
it's
it?
Only a few, but hopefully, if you know anybody using Swiss out there, get in touch with Air Turbine and try our live tools. We are very interested in learning more about the screw and medical industries or subspecialties. Obviously, we do a lot with micro tools on Boomer Tech, and one can also use our spindles on Chiron and Robodrill. We've developed a new series from the live tools. So we've got this motor now in spindles, which can take air through an HSK 40 or A or E or a BT 30 to give you 80, 90,000 RPM with full automatic loading out of your magazine. So from the development of live tools, we've also done a new range of miniature spindles for where space is constrained. And that's how we develop more products. We find out what the customer needs, we meet that need. It was very exciting. And listeners, you are now in the presence of the man who, when working with us, came up with our corporate logo or statement, which is, you don't need to sacrifice power to get speed, so you get both.
Well, I've been replaced by somebody much better in Gemma these days. That's for sure. When it comes to coming up with
I don't know
marketing,
about that, Tony.
For
I don't
sure.
have a podcast yet.
Well, you'll be
so-
there in no time.
So, when we were developing a promotional program, we decided we were going to print a T-shirt. And on that T-shirt, there was a debate inside the company as to what should go on the T-shirt. And the man sitting to my left came up with this wonderful suggestion. When you've only got time for a quickie. So
I thought it was a great idea.
our eyebrows hit the ceiling. And then we came up with
Thankfully.
we thankfully came up with this
Built for speed.
Built for speed.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
we are, and we're going to throw this across the studio at our friend Tony Gunn here, who will no doubt catch it and put it on. As a Superman he is, it's going over.
Thank you, Simon. Thank you. I don't know what was wrong with when you only have time for a quickie.
I don't. Well, there you go. Well, we were thinking of using it, but
Built for speed is better.
No, that's when we open a laundrette.
Right.
Gemma, if it's okay, and I know we have a lot of technology, but Gemma, would you mind speaking on this ability to read the RPM outside of the machine that's coming with you guys? I know there was an emo idea and concept that you said, you know what, we like this, it's working,
Yeah.
but let's make it better. And you're currently working on that. I
Absolutely.
think there's going to be a
We've
release at IMTS.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been working on a tachometer, which will show the RPM of the tool while it's cutting under load, and it will read directly through Bluetooth to your phone or to the controller of your CNC machine. So that will give people a lot more control of their machining, their programming. So that is, yeah, absolutely a very exciting new development. As Simon said, we are a development company, so there's constantly new technologies coming out, so yes, we're very excited about that.
To me, that's and working with you guys and knowing how we were able to help people. Every time you guys create something new, what you're working on now for the Swiss world, this new system that allows people to actually see what's going on, it's a new curtain removed of our questions. Let's say, we assume that we know exactly what it's going to be, but to actually see it changes the way the success can be, and I think that's brilliant.
Well, I'd like to add to that as well. Due to the patented governor in our turbines, our spindles do maintain that high speed under load, so this just further enforces that and I guess sets us apart from the competition.
That's true. And you guys with the governor do that. However, there's definitely machinists out there, much like myself when I was doing the R&D, that will purposely see what that governor can do. So we're going to put it under a load that will bog it down and break the tool on purpose. And
Which is not ideal.
No,
because this
absolutely
is,
not.
This is a technical product that's
Right.
made for very small tools.
Correct. But there
Yeah.
are going to be people that
Yeah.
will push that limit. And this technology allows them to truly understand how hard can I go, or what my life of my bearings will be, or what my life of my tool. They can truly understand what their capabilities will be because they can see it. They can read it. I think I love that capability.
I think the benefit is them being able to optimize their programming.
Yes.
Definitely. And, well, we, as Gemma said earlier on, typically we can reduce the cycle time 6 to 10 times over the standard spindles, which are 12 or even 20,000. And we've done hundreds of thousands of applications now, so we've refined our product from its early stages to be really proven, and that's very satisfying. So I'm grateful to the team we've had here and for the entrepreneurial spirit that you find in your wonderful country, where people get up in the morning and say, you know, I'm going to make a difference, and the manufacturing industry does. And there's been a lot of challenges with cheap imports, but the core manufacturing industry is answering those challenges by innovating, by getting more efficient, and it's marvelous to see the new generation coming into our industry and picking up the baton, if you like.
Yeah.
So that American manufacturing is once more as preeminent as it has been in the past. I love the can-do mentality of the United States. I'm not American, I'm Bermudian and British, but I've chosen to work here because it's the best place in the world to build a company and the best people in the world to work with.
That's a wonderful. You know, I was actually going to offer both of you guys kind of a moment to answer anything or explain anything that I haven't had the time to ask today. But you kind of nailed it just then. I mean, if you had a microphone in your hand right now, you could just kind of drop it, couldn't you?
Well, if I was born in the country, I could probably run for president.
Probably.
I'm not available at the moment because I'm chairman of Air Turbine, but otherwise you can call me later.
So
But,
with that being said, is there a last statement that both of you would like to make that I wasn't able to ask today before we move into the game side of things and close this out due to time?
What I would like to say is that when you're watching Tony Gunn, you're viewing a man who knows how to make stuff. He's been a machinist who's done it, who's traveled the world. He has a very, very wide knowledge and deep knowledge of machining. I've been with him in the premier machine factories of the world. I've been with him in Samsung. I've been with him at Hermler and Chiron and other companies in Germany, which are the pinnacle of technology. And you've got chosen the right place to lend your ear.
You're gonna make me cry, Simon. I was not. I thought you were gonna do something about Air Turbine. You're gonna make me cry, man.
You're someone, Tony, it's one thing to like people, but you're someone I respect. And I salute you, and I'm so delighted to see your achievements and that people recognize you for the caring and contributing person that you are. So I will graciously salute you. Thank you for having us today.
Thank you,
As a family, we appreciate you. We've also worked with my other daughter, Margot, who's now a teacher. But we each find our own path in life. And I'm also very glad to know that you've returned to you stayed in South Florida. And as you travel the world, as you undoubtedly do every week, you come back to us.
Yes.
We invite you to visit Bermuda, which is our home, very soon.
I'd be honored.
We will send our little national airline, Bermuda Air, to pick you up.
Well, Simon, I'm humbled. I'm grateful. I don't know if there's any words that could do justice for what you just shared with me, and thank you for that. I probably will go home and cry a little bit today out of gratitude. Gemma, don't make me cry. Say something about Air Turbine. What's your closing statement for us today?
Well, I'd like to say you can make any CNC a high-speed machine. And and to try Air Turbine tools for yourself. Every time we have a demonstration, it sells. Seeing is believing. So,
It is.
yeah.
And I have the good fortune to have such a wonderful daughter
Aw.
working with me. I remember when she was little, only 4, she would go up the top of a tree and shout, "I'm Gemma." And she wouldn't come down. And now she's doing it for us digitally. I
Wow.
mean, what more could you ask for?
Can you do it for us now, Gemma?
I'm Gemma.
Absolutely
That's great.
wonderful. Yes, the products are wonderful. The people are wonderful. Before we close this out and go into this game that we're going to play today, the Would You Rather game, which can be kind of fun. Would you mind sharing your social media handles? We did mention the website, airturbinetools.com, right?
Yep,
But any of
absolutely.
your social media handles, because people who are listening today, they just might want to speed up their manufacturing as well and might want to find where to follow you. And those videos are fascinating. So great job on that also.
Thank you, Tony.
Yes.
Thanks. Yeah, you can find us on Instagram, Air Turbine Tools, Facebook, Air Turbine Tools, LinkedIn, Air Turbine Tools. So easy to
Just
remember.
memorize Air Turbine Tools.
Exactly.
It's not so
Search
difficult,
us
is
on
it?
Google. You'll find us. There's a lot of information on our website, so anybody looking for further information, definitely check out the website. You'll find examples of different machines that we've worked with, videos, and also all the information about all our different motors, spindles, hand tools, live tools.
Yeah, so milling machines, handwork, turning centers, Swiss centers, robotics. If you have 1/4 inch and below and you're looking to speed it up, if you're looking to reduce your cycle times, if you're looking for longer tool life, if you're looking to save money, just give it a Google. See if it works for you. These guys will answer your questions. So with that being said, both of you have been a charming group today. You want to play a game with me?
Sure, Tony, but you've got to wear this hat first.
Is this the rule? If you play the
Yeah.
game and I wear the hat,
There
all
you
right.
go.
We can do this.
If it fits.
Hold on, how's
Oh,
this
no,
go?
it's going to mess up his hair. You don't have to if you know.
Let's see if we can
There
make
we
this
go.
work.
Oh, wow. You look like you're on the track. You look like you're like Formula One.
Yeah,
Studio
buddy.
Applause, I
There
tell
you
you.
go.
Formula One's coming soon. We'll see if we can get some tickets.
That is a good look.
It is
Yeah?
a good look.
Is
Yeah.
it because of your logos on it? And doesn't
don't
matter what
know.
this part looks like.
I mean, I did work in fashion, so.
Okay.
You're a handsome dude. Gemma,
Okay.
Gemma will hire you as a model.
Flattery will get you everywhere. I do like that.
Yeah.
I like where this is going. Christian, you want a hat too? How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right, let's play this game called Would You Rather. For the first question that we're not going to answer, just so the audience knows, it's a situation where you get to pick out what you like best. Sometimes it's a bad situation, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's, well, you get to decide. And I want you to leave it in the comments as well. So if you would choose an opposite from Simon or Gemma, and we're going to go back and forth. So I'll do 2 for Simon and 2 for Gemma, 1, 1, 1, 1. We'll do it like that, if that's okay. I won't throw you under the bus. Ever, because I like you guys, especially with all those nice, the hat, I can't do that now. So we'll have fun questions. But the
Okay.
first one, just so you guys know how this works, is would you rather work on a production line that makes the world's fastest cars or the most durable smartphones? And I actually asked Simon that before we hit record today. And he said, well, because we make, very, very fast products that help customers out, it's got to be the car, right? But he doesn't get to answer that anymore. We're moving on to the next one. All right, Simon, pick a number between 1 and 40 that you think would give you a question you'd like to answer today.
Give me a question. 21. I'll never forget
21.
21.
All right, that's a good year. I actually don't know if I remember 21. One of those kind of years.
I passed 3 times 21, so my memory is definitely faded, and certainly a good scotch has helped it on that route.
All right, number 21. Would you rather have your production processes powered by artificial intelligence entirely or stick to traditional human decision making?
Well, there's a pretty good intelligence, and it's embedded in our skulls. And I'm not ready to hand it over to Elon yet. If I get an opportunity to be a robot, I'll be the dissident robot, I'm afraid. I'm not signing up to be a battery hen yet.
Oh, gosh.
So I reckon it'll be human.
Yeah.
Although AI probably has its uses. Probably.
I think that's it, probably.
Probably.
We're not fully
Two
sold
probablys.
yet. Probably.
Yeah.
All right, Gemma, pick a number. 1 through
Okay.
40.
Let's do 34.
34 it is. Would you rather have an unlimited budget for R&D or marketing for a year?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in marketing, so I would definitely go with marketing for
Yeah,
the year.
it's gotta be, right?
It would be
Unlimited.
interesting because then you could track your RIO on the. Yeah, exactly. So it definitely marketing.
Yeah, that would be, gosh, I'd be, if I was asked that question, because I like both so much, I don't know what I would answer. So I'm glad that question came to you.
Yeah.
All right, Simon,
Yes, sir.
next one, second favorite number.
Ooh, 72.
Between 1 and 40.
Oh, well, I'm not, as you can tell, I'm not
You're gonna
much
make
good at
one up,
math.
Tony.
Between 1 and 40. 1.
Number one, that's the one I already asked
That's
the
Air
audience.
Turbine, you're number 1.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to ask you anyway. I'll just hear your answer. And even though we've already asked it, would you rather work on a production line that makes the world's fastest cars or the most durable smartphones, Simon?
I'd rather work on a production line that makes the most fastest spindles and live tools.
You already do that.
There you go.
Yeah, well, yes, not necessarily fastest, but fastest with power. Actually, fastest cars would be pretty neat. I think I'd like to, go on the salt flats up there in New Mexico and see if I could get up to 1,000 miles an hour without taking off.
Would you drive it?
Well, in Bermuda we have 30-mile-an-hour speed limits, so I'd need some training first. But yes, I probably would. It would probably be a drag racer, and I'd probably do a 360 flip, something like that.
Of course you would, yeah. All right, Gemma, last one for the day,
Okay.
last game. No one's been thrown under the bus just yet. What number? 1 through 40.
Let's go with 37.
37 it is. Would you rather manually calculate all your production metrics or have an outdated software that barely works?
Oh, I think I'd rather have outdated software.
Yeah, you don't want to do it manually.
No. I like having assistance with numbers.
Even if it's a
Yes.
bad
Even
assistance.
if it's bad. Yes, absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you both so much for joining me on the show. We are short on time. We've had so much fun today. We have the next podcast coming in. The studio we're in at Podcast Junkies is absolutely brilliant. Some of the people that come through here, far more famous than me, even though...
2 thumbs up.
Yes, 2 thumbs up for sure, professional studio. These people are incredible. Christian, thank you so much for what you do. So, all right, as we wrap this up, I got to do a closing statement. I think it's important that we do. I think we've touched on a lot of wonderful subjects today on how machine shops can succeed with high speed accessories that pop into your machine with little to no effort. A small education, you can knock it out in no time. So, with that being said, airturbinetools.com, give them a look. And all right, we're ready for this closing statement. It's a hammer now, but hammer is part of it, I think. All right. Thank you so much. As we wrap up the VIP edition of The Gun Show, let's hammer, I told you it was going to be a hammer, let's hammer home a crucial point. Manufacturing is the unsung hero of our daily lives. This industry, out of sight and out of mind, is literally the foundation of everything around us. From the device you're listening on to the car you drive and even the chair you're sitting in, manufacturing had its hand in it. This invisible industry contributes over $2 trillion to the U.S. economy, and it employs more than 12 million Americans. That's not just a staggering figure. It's a testament to the sector's vital role in our national and global prosperity. But here's the kicker. Despite its massive impact, manufacturing flies under the radar for many people. It's time to change that. It's time to shine a spotlight on the innovation, the craftsmanship, and the sheer genius that goes into manufacturing. By making this industry more visible, we're not just acknowledging the hard work of millions, we're inspiring the next generation of makers, thinkers, and innovators to keep pushing boundaries. Manufacturing is more than just an industry. It's the bedrock of our society, driving progress and shaping the future. So, as we sign off, remember this. Manufacturing is the art of turning the invisible into the indispensable. Let's not forget to celebrate and support the creators, the builders, and the dreamers who make our everyday lives possible. Thank you for tuning in to the Gun Show VIP edition. Keep innovating, keep manufacturing, and keep making the world a better place, one product at a time. Thank you all.